What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. So if you tuned into last week's video, you saw my top 10 reasons why you should sign up for a gravel bike race. I got to thinking, I do these grassroots gravel races and I usually follow up those races with a recap video. And a lot of times people will comment, they'll be like, man, I really wish I would have known about this race because I would have signed up for it and I would have done it. So I decided to make a list of all of the local grassroots gravel races that I've participated in. This list is in no particular order or ranking or anything like that. It's just simply races that I've done that are in the area. Most of these races are within a few hours of Kansas City, Missouri. Some of these races are further away, but they're just awesome events and I felt like I needed to include them. And before I get into the video, I want to give a shout out to Prairie Sailor Co. Prairie Sailor Co. just recently opened up their flagship store in Mission, Kansas off Johnson Drive. Prairie Sailor Co. is an outdoor lifestyle brand. If you like riding mountain bikes, they offer the most stylish, best fitting mountain bike gear. If you ride road or gravel, they've also got you covered there. And if you're not a cyclist at all, Prairie Sailor's also got you covered there. They just make really, really awesome outdoor stuff and just awesome clothing in general. So without further ado, let's get into the video and check out some local grassroots gravel races that are near the Kansas City area. The Rut Larder Gravel Fondo, located 39 minutes south of KC. This event starts and finishes at the Rut Larder Outpost in Lewisburg, Kansas every year in October. The race is put on by BRBC and proceeds for the event go to the For Elisa Foundation. The route takes you through some beautiful scenery, including a section that takes you through the Lacine area. They also offer free beer and food after the race. Maple Leaf Gravel Grind is a 48-minute drive southwest of KC. This event starts and finishes in picturesque downtown Baldwin City, Kansas. The race is held in October and proceeds from the event go to support the Prairie Paws Animal Shelter and the Baldwin City Recreation Commission Scholarship Fund. This ride also takes place at the same time of year as their fall festival. After the race, be sure to head over to Baldwin City Beer Co. to get your free beer and glass. Oh, and the food at this place is next level. Try the pretzels. The Grind Stage Race, 1 hour and 35 minutes southwest from KC in Emporia, Kansas. This race takes place on many of the same Flint-covered roads, which also host the biggest gravel race in the world, Unbound. The race takes place in early May, which is a nice warm-up if you are racing Unbound. This is a stage race, which means you can race 2 days, but there is also an option to race a single day. All of the profit from the grind goes to Handlebars of Hope, a non-profit which brings much needed support to cyclists locally and globally. Open Range, a bit further of a drive from KC at 4 hours and 5 minutes. This race starts and finishes in Pratt, Kansas, which is located an hour and 15 minutes west of Wichita, Kansas. Taking place in April, the ride takes you through the scenic high plains and rugged gypsum hills of south central Kansas. I did the longer route the first year, which took me through several private ranches. It really is hard to believe you are in Kansas based on some of the scenery this race offers. Pony Express Gravel Dash, located 2 hours and 34 minutes northwest of KC in Marysville, Kansas, just south of the Nebraska border. This race is challenging but offers some outstanding rolling hills and scenery. The race takes place in September, and the year I did this event, it was hot. Because I made some poor food choices before the race, I had to stop in a cornfield and use the restroom. Luckily, there are a lot of cornfields. Humphreys Gravel Adventure. This race takes place in May and is located a short 24-minute drive north of KC in Smithville, Missouri. This race is great for a quick day trip if you are in the KC area. Post-race, there is a fantastic party with food, beverages, and music. Rule of 3. This race takes place in May and is unlike any gravel race you have ever experienced. Located 3 hours and 12 minutes south of KC in the mountain bike capital of the world of Bentonville, Arkansas, this is actually a race that consists of some gravel, pavement, and single track. The gravel roads are some of the most beautiful roads I've ever been on, and the flowy single track is an absolute blast. And the post-ride party is unmatched. Mule Skinner Gravel Classic, located just 36 minutes southeast of KC in Lone Jack, Missouri. This race is a race that goes to support the Move Up Off-Road Juniors. The route travels through some cool small Missouri towns and along some beautiful countryside just outside of Kansas City. The race takes place in August, so it could be hot, but luckily there are free drinks and food post-ride, as well as a pond to swim in if you need to cool off. Flint Hills Gravel Ride. Another race in the Flint Hills of Kansas. This race starts and finishes in the small town of Americus, Kansas, an hour and 46 minutes southwest of KC. This race takes place in April, which is a beautiful time of year in the Flint Hills. I've done this race a few times now, and each time there have been controlled burns taking place in areas. Rolling through some of these open fields where you can still feel the heat coming off of the ground is something you have to experience. Stay Fired Up Gravel Grinder, located just 38 minutes northwest of KC in Leavenworth, Kansas. This is another race that takes place in April. I have had the opportunity to ride in this area several times, and each time I wonder why I don't ride there more. The scenery on this one is fantastic. The race rolls through the historic town of Weston, and several parts of the course take you near the Missouri River. Bad Astra, located 54 minutes southwest of KC in Ottawa, Kansas. Bad Astra is a gravel race that has a bit of everything. Rolling hills, chunky gravel, Cadillac gravel, and some outstanding scenery. After the race, be sure to head over to Not Lost Brewing for a beer and your free glass. All right, there you have it, guys. And again, those were in no particular order, just some races that are grassroots races in the area that I've participated in. There's some other races that I know of in the area that I haven't been able to do yet, but I do plan on doing eventually. Those are Wild West Gravel Fest in Abilene, Kansas, Rock Ridge Gravel in Alma, Kansas, Touch Both Lines Gravel Grinder in Osceola, Missouri, Wild Goose Chase Gravel Grinder in Sumner, Missouri, Nirvana Gravel Relay in Boonville, Missouri, and then Barn Rat Filthy 50 in Pretty Prairie, Kansas. Guys, I appreciate you checking out the video. I know that I probably left some races off of this list, so if you know of some local grassroots races to Kansas City, please comment below. Or if you know of some local grassroots gravel events that you do in your area, comment those below. And this can kind of be a place for people to find races, I guess. I will also link all of the races that I mentioned in this video in the description. I'll link Prairie Sailor Co. Go check out Prairie Sailor Co. The stuff is freaking awesome. But either way, guys, appreciate you checking out the video. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and until next time, keep crushing it. All right, stomach ache is back, and I can't hold it. We're going in the cornfield. Yeah, so that just happened right here. Just so you know, if you're ever in a cornfield and you gotta take a shit, the leaves, the leaves that grow on the corn, it's not pee-pee, but I mean, it does a pretty damn good job.